Hi, I'm Rosa. Thank you for joining me. I'm getting ready to go out of town. My husband and I are headed to Nebraska. He is having surgery, and I'm going to take you along for this trip. I've shown in other videos he's been diagnosed with cancer for a second time, and now it's in his uterus. Before it was in his bladder. He's having a surgery to resection that uterus, and his doctor's in Nebraska. He used to be here and he's moved, and we followed his doctor. So let me show you what I've got going on. Here's a little glimpse into my kitchen counter. I've started laying things out for our trip. Battery backups, lists, and I have my to-do list with all the things I need to get done, and I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. We leave tomorrow, and I am just getting everything ready. Here's a picture of what I have going on my bed. I've started laying clothing out, actually yesterday. My dog's in bed. I am taking a rolly bag because I will be staying in a hotel while my husband's in the hospital. And I can tell my dog's been on the bed because there's things on the floor. And I carry bleach wipes wherever I go to a hotel or anywhere. So anyway, we will be going to Nebraska tomorrow. My husband will have surgery the following day, and he'll be in the hospital 2 nights. Then we'll check out, stay in the hotel 1 night, and then fly home the next night if everything goes well, and we expect it to go well. So I am packing. Right now I only have 2 pair of pants, several shirts, my travel outfit, pajamas, underwear, and socks, a hat to stay warm on the plane, and a scarf. I have to turn the camera and let you know. Temperatures where we live have been, I think today was 87. It's warm. We don't have spring. We have summer before summer and after summer. I live in South Florida. And I don't mind the hot weather. We're used to it. So we are flying up to between 30 and 50 degrees in Nebraska. So I am taking a coat and scarf and a hat and a sweater. And I'm trying to pack minimally because I'm basically going to be going back and forth between the hospital, the hotel room, and probably a grocery store to pick up something to eat. So I am packing a bag because I'll need to carry stuff and stuff for my husband. But other than that, it's a no frills trip. I'm packing a pair of Birkenstocks because they're comfortable to wear when I don't want to wear tennis shoes. I am wearing a pair of sneakers on the plane. Like I said, I always carry bleach wipes with me. And let me get the rest of the stuff in the suitcase. It looks like everything fits on one side, so maybe I'll carry some books or something on the other side. I'm trying to decide whether I should take another sweater and another pair of joggers. I don't want to overpack, but I certainly don't want to not take enough. I know, we all struggle with the same thing. I decided to throw in 1 more pair of joggers and a t-shirt, and I took the sweater out. I'm going to brave the cold. Hopefully I won't regret it. My hat and my scarf should keep me warm. In my toiletry bag, I'm only taking the bare minimum. I will use the hotel soap and shampoo if I wash my hair. I just need to stick my toothpaste in here. But other than some essential oils that I always travel with, a small deodorant, and a small cream for my face, there's really not much of anything else in there. I put together several pre-made freezer meals for my son's lunches while we're gone, and dinners. This entire shelf, except for the super cubes, are all meals that I put together for my son, whether chicken, roast beef, meatloaf, meatballs. He has everything he needs so that he can have a few meals while we're gone. I also wrote out a little list for my son so he knows what he has in the freezer and anywhere else. It is now the next morning, and I'm going through my to-do list and making sure I have everything I need. I've packed my toiletry bag. The suitcase here is my stuff. The other half is my husband's stuff. We'll share this little carry-on bag. He doesn't need as much stuff since he'll be in the hospital for so many days, but by the looks of this side, which is his side, it hasn't stopped him from packing too much stuff. And I just took my mascara out of my purse because I'm not going to be using it. I've taken out any makeup I had in my everyday makeup bag in my purse because I know I'm not going to use it, so why am I going to weigh myself down. One thing that's very helpful to me that I do in my to-do list whenever I'm going anywhere really is I make a separate to-do list of, well, first I'll do a brain dump and then I'll divide it up. And my second to-do list is things that I know I need to get done once I get back. So I'll be going away for a few days and I'll probably forget all this stuff. So I want to write it down so I don't forget. So I am writing things that I know need to be done once I return home. It's now about 8:30 a.m. I've been up for over a couple hours now, just getting ready for this trip. We have to leave the house by 10, or at least that's what I believe. We should leave the house by 10. Let me show you. I did the dishes. I made my husband juice this morning. I've washed the juicer and it's drying. I have our lunch mostly packed. There's a chickpea patty. I need to heat it for my husband. In this refrigerator, I have a salad for him to have once he comes in from mowing the lawn, because he is obsessed with our lawn and says he needs to mow it before we go. I'm taking these sprouts on the trip, and I have a salad in this container. The reason I'm using plastic is so that we can throw it away as we're traveling. He did pick me up a coffee this morning, which was very nice. I need to finish taking my supplements. My to-do list is getting there. I have some meatballs from dinner last night. We went out and I ordered meatballs. I didn't eat them all. And I have it written here so that I take them out of the refrigerator when we leave, so that my son can heat them up for lunch. He's working nearby. I need to take our salads, as you can see, chargers, cords. I'd like to get my nails done before we go. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's something I'd like to do. Everything else is pretty much ready. I have a list of things in my planner that I will remind my son when I call. Make sure the dogs have water. Make sure you choose a meal and defrost it. Make sure, you know, on and on and on and on. Oh, which reminds me. Let me call him and see what he wants for dinner, and I'll stick it in the refrigerator now. I just got off the phone with him, and he says he wants meatloaf and mashed potatoes. So, that's it right there. A little broccoli with it. If I can keep from dropping anything on the ground one-handed. But I am going to put this in the refrigerator. There it is in the refrigerator. You'll just have to make it tonight. And I pack our lunch whenever we fly, or I pack some kind of heavy snack, because I don't like the plain food or the stuff they offer you, or even the snacks, or I don't want to be hungry. I want to not overpay at an airport. I don't want to have limited choices. I want to know what I'm eating, all those things. So I've packed a lunch. Out of nowhere, we're getting a downpour that we weren't expecting. And look, there's my husband mowing the lawn. I guess it'll be the last time he gets to mow for a while, since the surgery is going to be pretty intensive. But really, it's raining. And I asked him not to get anything dirty that needed to be washed before we left. So that's apparently not happening. And just a little explanation on why the obsession with the lawn. My husband used to be a golf course superintendent, I think for about 20 years or so. And he loves the grass to look good. And he's obsessive about it at our home. We have 5 acres, and at least an acre of it is sodded, and he manages it. Literally 5 minutes later, it's not raining anymore, and the sun peeked out for a moment. I'm going to do my nails. I'm going to use this color. It's called Kissin' in the Rain. Very appropriate. As I finish my supplements and enjoy my coffee. See, the sun is shining. My flowers will appreciate the rain. And my first coat is done. One more coat. It doesn't look it in the camera, but it's a little pinkish white. It is now 9:30. I did my nails, and I dinged one up, cleaning everything up to put away. I have the chickpea patty in the oven for my husband so he can have it when he comes in from mowing. Pretty much ready to go. Have the suitcase loaded, my jacket, my bag, my purse is in there. I need to put on those sneakers. My husband can put the 2 water bottles in his backpack because his is lighter than mine. I think I have everything, but I know once I leave, I'll remember something I forgot. For lunch lunch is packed and ready to go in the backpack. I have some Ziploc bags, and I also have some grocery bags that I've folded up. They're going inside these bags because on the plane, if you need a garbage bag, you can hang one of these on the back of your seat, and then you can load it up with your stuff. Here's my little bag of Ziploc bags and garbage bags for the plane, or for whatever we need. I'm outside the hospital waiting while my husband's having surgery. It's cold. I was actually in the waiting area, but right outside is a cherry blossom tree, and you can't see it as well. It's beautiful though. Carl's feeling better. You feeling better? And I'm enjoying a cinnamon bun dinner and a cup of coffee. I went to the cafeteria at 6:38, and come to find out the cafeteria in these parts closes at 6:30. So dinner tonight is a cinnamon from the coffee shop downstairs and a cup of coffee. It's the end of the day. I'm back in my room at the hotel. My husband, when I left him, was resting comfortably in the hospital. I left the hospital about 9:30, and I actually could have stayed longer, but I wanted to come back and take a shower, and also getting to the car and driving in a strange city, let alone another state, by myself to the hotel, which is located like in a downtown area. Just all the things kind of was like, I probably should make it back to the hotel and get in bed before it gets too late. So luckily the hotel has valet, because otherwise you have to park in a parking garage and walk over to the hotel, and it's just a lot for me. It's I don't want to be all out there alone. But anyway, I think I spent about 16, 17 hours in the hospital today. I was helping my husband, making sure he was drinking water, and got the nurse when he needed more pain medicine. So anyway, the doctor went in and surgery robotically, and went in to his ureter, which is the pipe that connects the kidney to the bladder, and they cut what was cancerous out of it, made sure that the ends were clean, and then they had to reconnect that ureter to a different spot in his bladder. So he has a stent to hold that pipe in place while it heals, and then he has a catheter and some drain tubes, and he is on pain medication because it's quite painful in the hospital. The surgery went well. It took a couple hours, and I showed you I've got a salad at lunchtime and a cinnamon roll for dinner because apparently the cafeteria closes 6:30, so I have to remember that for tomorrow. My husband told me go into town and get some food and do something, but I'm not that type of person to be venturing out like that. I'd rather stay there at the hospital with him and help him with what I can. And I'm going to go early again tomorrow, hang out with him, make sure he's comfortable and good. I want to see the doctor when he comes by, and I'll be eating in the cafeteria again, which is fine. I'm very grateful God has been with us and comforted us and has carried us through this, and I'm grateful for the surgeon and that the surgery turned out well and that my husband is doing well. And yeah, I'm going to watch a little bit of television tonight, and I will go to bed. I'm going to get up super early, probably leave here before 5 a.m. to go to the hospital. So that's my day in a nutshell. I've got to say, the people here in Nebraska are very, very nice. Everybody's been nice. The hospital has been very good. The doctor's amazing. It's been a good experience. It's been a good experience during a bad time. And the hotel staff have been very nice as well. So I'll take the camera along with me again tomorrow and let you know how it's going and how the day goes, how my husband's doing. Just take you along for our trip. Good morning. It's the next morning and I'm getting ready to go. It's about 4:45. I'm going to put the address on my phone so I don't have to fiddle with it once I get down to the car. Grab my bag and head out of here. And my coat, it's cold. Just went to the cafeteria to get some breakfast. I got some coffee, a banana, and a couple of items. The cafeteria is in the lower level, which is really a basement, which is kind of creepy down here. Just my opinion. Visiting hours aren't until 8:30, but the charge nurse let me come up at 5 a.m., which is nice. The sunrise. Looks pretty even through the dirty window. Salad from the hospital cafeteria. Not a bad salad, house made chips for $3 and change. Pretty good deal. It is now the next day. I actually slept in at 6 a.m. It's about 24 degrees and I'm headed to the hospital. Yesterday I got to the hospital at 5 and security let me in because visiting hours don't start till 8:30. But today I stayed in bed a little longer. Headed to Still creepy down here. Do you feel good?
I feel great.
Car. Back home now, and it's been several days. I just haven't had a chance to get in front of my camera and let you know how things are going. My husband is healing. He feels pretty good. He has a catheter and a stent. He had to come home with that, and he's going to have it for a few more days. So understandably, he's not happy or comfortable at all. But that aside, he is doing well, really well. He's on light duty, not picking anything up really for at least a month as everything heals internally. The trip to Nebraska was good. We couldn't ask for a better doctor. God has really carried us through this. Nobody wants to have cancer, and it was a bigger shock to the system the first time he was diagnosed, and even though we did not want this diagnosis, this reoccurrence or this new cancer that was found, it's not something we wanted, but we're here and we are dealing with it as best as we can. We're just praying that God leads us the way He wants us to go, that He opens the doors for us and carries us through this and heals my husband and has him do what he needs him to do, and that we grow closer to God in the meantime. So I really appreciate you watching and coming along with me on this journey, and I thank you for watching. I thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.